This is my dream gaming setup, and today I'm going to give you a tour of everything I use, and if you want to copy and paste this setup for yourself, I will have these products tagged in the video as well as the description. You'll notice that this desk doesn't have any fancy streaming lights, cameras, or microphones on it, and that's because I moved all of that to a separate setup that I'll feature later. The goal of this setup was to have a clean space where I can get my day-to-day work done, edit my videos, and of course, have a blast playing video games. So let's start with the desk itself. We've got the 8-foot Carlby countertop from IKEA, which is sitting on top of two all-white Alex drawers, also from IKEA. I wish I could show you these perfectly organized drawers, but the reality is they are a mess. But having two of these has been huge for keeping the actual setup clear from clutter. Underneath, I've got a cable management rack that you can also grab from IKEA, and I would say this is the easiest way to get your cables off the floor and mostly out of sight. Yes, it does look like a bowl of spaghetti, but since I'm always switching out new products to test, I've kind of just accepted this mess for what it is. Front and center on this desk is a 40-inch widescreen monitor from Innocent, and it's been awesome for video editing since I get that super wide timeline. With a 1440p resolution and a 144Hz refresh rate, it also makes for a really fun gaming monitor, especially for games like Rocket League. My only complaint is I wish it was curved. At 40 inches, you do start to pick up more glare on the edges during the day, but I can only imagine how much worse that would be with an even wider screen that isn't curved. Sitting off to the sides of this monitor are two 27-inch gaming monitors from Gigabyte, and the reason I have them in portrait mode is not just because it looks pretty cool, but it takes up less space on my desk while providing the same amount of screen real estate. Whether you're shopping for deals on the Tech Audit TV website or chatting it up in our Discord community, there are so many use cases where a portrait monitor provides, in my opinion, a better experience. Controlling what happens on these screens is all NZXT right now. For the keyboard, I got the NZXT Function, which is a modular mechanical keyboard, and it's my absolute favorite keyboard so far. The brown switches give it a nice tactile feedback without being too loud, and the magnetic wrist pad gives it a really nice touch. I've also been using their lift mouse, and just like their keyboard, I'm really impressed with how good of a job NZXT did with these products, especially when you consider this is their first stab at a mouse and keyboard. The mouse pad is also from NZXT, and what I love about mouse pads this size is it gives PC gamers so much more room to use their mouse without getting in the way of the keyboard, and obviously pairing it with a smaller keyboard such as the TKL model that I have, it's just a beautiful combination in my opinion. As for sound, I hear everything on my HS80 RGB wireless headset from Corsair. I could easily wire up a nice XLR mic and wire in my headphones like you do on a streaming setup, but I was very intentional about keeping this setup clean and convenient, and these have been an absolute dream to wear. Super comfortable material, the audio is great, an easy flip-up microphone to mute, and the best part is there are no wires in the way while I game. The stand holding my headset is one of my favorite investments because it's super cheap and it just uses a spring clamp, so there's no damage to your desk and you can easily move it around if you need to. Again, I'll have links to all these products both in the video as well as the description. Every gamer knows that lighting is a big part of many setups, and maybe I've gone overboard on mine, but I still love it. The most obvious addition is the custom TV letters I added above my desk, and that was made using the new nano leaf lines along with the additional matte black skins that they sell. To the left of my setup, I've got the Hector floor lamp from IKEA, which I've then added in smart bulbs from Yeelight so that I can customize the colors to my liking. One thing to note about this lamp is that the sockets are for the E12 bulbs, which are skinnier bulbs than the typical A19 bulbs that a lot of us use. So in order for these smart bulbs to fit inside, you're going to want to pick up some adapters on Amazon. They're super cheap. I'll have those linked below. On the actual desk, I've got this super cheap RGB strip in the back, and I bought this off Amazon, and it comes with a controller that lets you change the colors or simply turn it off, but I don't think I've ever turned it off, and it's been years since I've bought it. So moral of the story, you don't need to overspend on light strips. And the light that really ties it all together is the Screen Bar Plus from BenQ. It's got a nice dial that you can use to control both the color temperature and the brightness, and it's been especially useful at night because not only does it make my setup look awesome when I walk in, but it seems to make the bright monitors feel not so harsh on my eyes. While this may look like a dual PC setup, it's all just running off this one PC, the Creator PC from NZXT. I'll throw the specs on the screen, but you can see this computer has everything I need to get the job done, both with gaming and content creation. As for the other PC, it's just an old gaming PC I built that I recently converted into a Plex server for my home, and no need for a separate monitor or keyboard since I can just access it from my other PCs via the home network. And as for my chair, I'm still rocking the Secretlab Titan 2020, which for me has been an absolute pleasure to sit on the last few years. Like I said, I will link to these products below, but if you're wondering if you should get a chair like the Secretlab or spend a little bit more money on an ergonomic office chair, check out this video I recently did answering that exact question. Enjoy.